I was bored for the first time in many years, and it's not because I had nothing to entertain me. It's not because there was no form of stimulation around me, but simply because I choose not to entertain myself on purpose. I was doing something called a dopamine detox, where you usually stay away from dopamine inducing activities like music, video games, junk food, movies, content consumption. And as a result of this, I now became bored. At some time, I won't even be on my phone, and there will be nothing for me to do. I'll just sit there, stare at my wall, and allow myself to enjoy the boredom. That is the essence of a dopamine detox. Because nowadays, everybody is always seeking stimulation. We always want to be entertained here and there. It's either we're on our phones consuming content, or we are watching TV series, or watching movies, or playing video games, or listening to loud fast music, or eating junk food. We are busy doing one thing or the other, and then we can't find enjoyment, purpose, and meaning in real, wholesome activities that we were meant to be enjoying from the onset, like spending time with our loved ones, like preparing wholesome meals, like going out there and meeting friends, like interacting with people, like walking, like exercising, like making meals. These activities are actually boring, but these are the things that we were meant to find meaning and enjoyment in the real life. But because we've already overflogged our dopamine receptors to always seek enjoyment, stimulation, and fun. And then when we stop doing these things that are giving us enjoyment, these things that are stimulating, then we can't find meaning in wholesome real life activities any longer, because we will need to always stimulate ourselves every day by doing all these activities that are highly entertaining but induces our dopamine. And that is the essence of a dopamine detox. So when I started this dopamine detox, firstly, it was boring. It wasn't fun at all because I couldn't even stay for 30 minutes without stimulating myself. I just always want to be entertained. I always want to enjoy at all times. But later on, I'm now getting to enjoy what dopamine detox brings because I'm now calm, I'm now reserved. I can now use my brain for wholesome activities. I can now use my brain for work, and my brain works 100% now because I don't seek stimulation, I don't seek entertainment any longer. So of course, my brain has no option than to always want to work and do wholesome activities and do things that are actually pleasuring, not in a bad way, but actually fulfilling and purposeful. So I urge you today to go on a dopamine detox. You're not going on a dopamine detox for just 7 days like people will do. You're not going on one for 1 month like people will do. But you are going on a dopamine detox like for all your life. You are already making it a lifestyle now to be on a dopamine detox. Naturally, you already know things that stimulate your dopamine way higher. And then you desist from those habits. What are the habits that stimulate your dopamine over the bar? The likes of music, junk food. In fact, any sort of music at all will spike your dopamine. And the more fast and enjoyable the music is, the more your dopamine is spiked. So anything that has to do with music, you're staying away from it. Staying away from junk food, staying away from video games, staying away from things that will actually stimulate you and make you seek enjoyment and pleasure in all these activities. You're staying away from them, and then you are now doing things that are boring, things that are not enjoyable, things that are not fun, things that are not entertaining. That's dopamine detox. And then the more you do it, the more you are more aligned to meaningful things without stimulation. And the more you are calm, and the more you are able to take control of your life. And that's what we preach here. Welcome to the tribe.